Hey y'all, welcome back. Today I am somewhat meal prepping, getting ahead for surgery next week, and I've got my meats today, or that I will be doing today, and I want to show you a couple deals that I had gotten over the course of the week. So first thing we're going to do is the sausages, and part of it's meal prep for tonight. So here we go. A week or so ago on clearance out. These are it's a pack of 3 ground pork, normally $10. I got it on sale for $3.50. We're gonna do pork burgers on some of it. I just picked this up from Aldi today. It wasn't on sale, but I got this. It was like $4.66. And it's going to be for tacos or whatever in the crock pot. And then I had bought a big pack of chicken. So you'll see me work on that after a while. So he might not care for it. Probably stink up his nose, but it's protein. And usually with this, I'll do sauce or mashed potatoes and like a veggie with it. All right. I'm not a big fan of the rope sausage anymore. I like the Johnsonville sausages, like the dog size, but I couldn't pass up for clearance. It came out cheaper, so we're doing this instead. Yeah, we have been working on this week, cleaning out some of the leftovers out of the freezer, so that's cleared up quite a bit of space. So I'm happy about that. This weekend I'm going to have to be strategic on getting a few things to go with some recipes I have in mind that would be easy for Robert to throw together. Yeah, I was planning on doing more videos this week, but with school starting last Friday and football after school, and it has been hectic. I'm glad he's doing the sports and band at church, are doing some meals, so that's going to help. And of course, Jonathan's not too happy because they asked what I liked or we liked, so I mentioned Mexican and barbecue. So quite a bit is Mexican, and he's not a big Mexican kid, but I'm just thankful that they are willing to provide some meals over the next couple of weeks. And I will try and show you some of the things that they bring. So that will be interesting. Now I'm having a hard time. It doesn't help having wet hands. I think I cut these extra small, which is fine. It will all go down the same direction anyway. I hope everybody's been having a good week. It's back to being hot here, making me miserable. But it's part of life, I guess. All I can say is I don't remember it being this warm growing up. But maybe as kids we're immune to it. One thing I do miss from when I was little is having the snow like we used to. Feel like we don't get it like we used to. And with this dish, it'll probably more like be a one-night meal. And with any leftovers, it'll be a hubby and Robert will have it for lunch. So that's one nice thing about this dish. And if you haven't seen my videos on the sausage and rice, what I do is I always fry these sausages up first. That way the pork, because it's dated for 2 of these packages, I am going to get them prepared for pork burgers. I think we're going to try and grill this weekend. That way, kind of one last trial before fall hits. Especially with being out, and I won't be able to do much for like 6 weeks. The other one I'm going to go ahead and pull out, and I've got a smaller bag ready. That way, if we want to mix this with like a hamburger, like a soup or something, we can do that. So let me get started and try to figure out the best way to open. I guess it's a knife. Another reason why I'm going ahead and doing this now is that way after a while, after dinner, and then after I wash my hands, I will smush this down to flatten. Now, next step is getting the other 2 done. And I will probably make half-pound burgers out of them. All right. I put paper towel down here so that way I can try and get these about equal. Because and it saves me a hassle later. So where you guys are watching from, is school started where you're at? I know we kind of started a little early compared to normal, but they inserted a fall break. I don't know if I'm too happy about it. Like, where was all of these breaks and holidays when I was in school? We didn't even have spring break. Granted, when it has been previous years, it's always been on my birthday, so back then I wouldn't have minded. All right. All right, that was easy. Just try not to touch the other bags because those will be for the chicken. Come on, there we go, a little better. So here's our pork burgers, ready to go. Here's our pork, try and get the air out. And I'm just gonna flatten this as much as I can to get the air out. All right, so here we go. Get the chicken from Sam's. It comes folded like this, but I did make it to here. They give you, looks like they give you a line to cut down the middle, but I'm going to Ziploc them, make it a little easier to open for Robert. So one dish I've been thinking about doing for a while that I was just going to wait till surgery was the Mississippi chicken that we do for sandwiches, and I have done a video on it at Christmas. It's one that I always do the last few years. That way leftovers we've got to eat on for between Christmas and New Year. So this is, let's see, about 5.5 pounds, I think. Almost. So the recipe I think usually calls for about 3 pounds, but I'm probably just going to aim for about 2-ish or a little over. So I've got my scale, and let me get my bag, and I've already written out what this bag's already geared for. So I'm going to put it on there. Oh, I think this is about out of batteries, so I'm going to have to see what it takes. And let's get this cut open. Hey, easy peasy, lemon squeezy. And on this, I am not going to bother cutting it up. It'll just go in the crock pot and shred up later. So this one had 2 pieces of chicken. That's about 1.2 pounds. Let's try this one, see how much this one has. Let me try and pull the fat off. All right. Let's see. Will 2 of these be at least 2? Yeah, it's about 2.4. Which one? I do like these mats. I got them off of Amazon. So if you're interested in those, they are nice. I think for the price, this was the best deal I've seen out. I think, yeah, it was $2.48 a pound at Sam's. The diced one might also be where I get like the prepared sauces. If you've seen the video on like the orange chicken, the sauces, I either got it from Aldi or Kroger. That might work too. That way Jonathan doesn't feel like all the meals are geared towards him, or me, or his dad. Alright, here's the other one. This way too, it's easy to go ahead and just cut off the fat before just dumping it in. There we go. They've had a lot of, when I've been lately to check on the chicken, they've had quite a bit of the chicken tenders on markdown, but it's been cheaper just to get the whole breast and do it myself. You don't know how much. I'm just glad to get this done. All right, one last section. I think each section on the bag, it said 2 to 3 pieces. So far, I think I've just seen 2. So let's see. One. And yeah, each of them's had about 1. So I would say each bin had at least a little over a pound on it. I'm just thankful these have been really easy to cut. I might, like I said, leave these more in strips. That way if we want to do like a shake and bake type dish, we'll be good to go. Which that might be a very good idea to get prepared on. All right, I thought when I was editing my video that I had my ending, but I guess I didn't tape it. So it's after dinner now. Most of the dishes are done. All the meat you've seen me cut up and prepare for a freezer is in the freezer now. So I hope you have a good weekend, and I hope to see you at some point this weekend with another video or 2. Hopefully. If not, I'll see you at some point in the next week or so. Have a good evening.